Wow, I must be on a crazy ass roll because this is video 40, and I think this is like the sixth video I recorded tonight. So, no, I'm not wearing the same suit that many days in a row. I'm just recording all these videos in one shot. So, video 30 of the Michael Rosmer John Sue video battlethon. Shit, Michael, when you coming back? It's like John Sue's carrying Michael Rosmer's ass video beatdown thon, and Rosmer's getting beat down. So today's topic is about the journey of self-discovery. You always hear people talk about, finding themselves and why that's so important, and it's so amazing when they know people who are totally on their inspired journey, and how their life sucks because they don't know what they're doing with their life, and what is the purpose of life, stuff like that. And one book that really opened my eyes about the journey of self-discovery is this book called I Am That. I can't pronounce the author's name, so I'm not going to try, but if you Google a book called I Am That, and then it has an East Indian guy's name, that's the book. And it's a long name, like it's like two 3-syllable words. But anyways, the journey of self-discovery. What I learned about the journey of self-discovery is that it has, this going back, it has 3 parts. It has the part where you don't know yourself, the part where you know yourself, but the true self of who you are, I guess, in the sense, is the blend of who you're not and who you are. I know that's kind of going like, whoa, for like philosophical, subjective kind of nonsense or crazy, but bear with me. Bear with me, and then I'll go into deeper detail of that, and hopefully something kind of clicks, because it really clicked for me. And one saying in the book that really helped, I guess, kick that theory of, what you truly are is a blend of what you thought you are and what you are, was a saying in that book, I Am That. And the saying is, in order to know who you are, you must first discover who you are not. I was like, holy fuck, that's some crazy shit. That's really deep stuff, right? Because when you think about it, here you are as a little kid growing up, and you're getting, floods of stuff like, oh my god, the world is so huge and there's so much out there. Just getting a total flood of information. And it's usually a flood of information and opinions of others. So here you are like a little kid in the world, hanging out at the playground, and you're just learning all this stuff, and people are telling you ideas, and you're kind of like, yeah, believing pretty much everything that they say. Then as you kind of grow up, have more life experiences, you're like, hey man, what that kid said at the park, it's kind of not like that. Like, for example, be nice to kids. All kids, you should be nice. But then I would run into these kids that weren't nice at the park, that would be hogging the swings, right? And then I'd be like, well, parents told me to be nice, but these kids aren't nice, and, they're always on the swings, and I'm not on the swings. I'm like, that's not cool. So then I'm like, yeah, my parents said to always be nice, but life's not like that. And then I'm like, they're not nice, they're hogging swings. Well, I want the swings. Long story short, I'm not recommending this, but those kids weren't nice, and then I pretty much became those kids. I wasn't nice either. So pretty much I became a childhood, I guess, playground thug, and we would request as nicely as we could for them to get off the swings. So, going back to how we say being lost in the opinions of others. You have a lot of people like that, like how we say the nice people who kind of, I don't know, are like the people who get used by other people. They're lost in the beliefs that are not their own by society or from their parents or whatever it may be. You're lost in the thoughts of others. So you'll start off in that section. Some people don't start off that, and it doesn't really matter where you start or didn't start. We'll just use that as an example. You start lost. Most people will start lost in the beliefs of others. So they'll do things, for their parents or for whatever, because society, or because you're supposed to. And they'll do those things, and they'll be driven by those things, and they'll force themselves to do things that they're not quite sure why, but they do it anyways. So as that being lost in the thoughts of others starts to fill up, you start to kind of discover your own truth about things. And then one day, you wake up realizing, like, shit, I've been lied to me by my whole life. Society says all these things about being good, get married, get a job, get retirement, help others, all this stuff, of being positive. And life's not like that. I've been screwed. And then you just kind of wake up from that. I'm not going to listen to anybody anymore. And you go into the other cycle of things of, now you start to discover, here's what I believe, and you start to kind of develop your own beliefs around things, and you start clearing up a lot of shit. You're like, I don't believe that anymore. And your system of, you're going on to the other side, side number 2, about all lost in your own thoughts and your own beliefs. And you're like, yeah, I'm totally kind of all about me and making my own life. No more listening to others and listening to others' bullshit. It's me, it's my way or the highway. And as you kind of go into that cycle of life, you feel a lot more in control of things. You're like, yeah, I'm kicking ass, this and that, and you just feel so much more powerful and not victimized anymore. And all of a sudden, you're starting to notice people around you like, hey, it's not all about you. You're kind of like a selfish prick now. Always, talking, giving advice to everybody, talking like you know everything. And, your how would you say, people would say your ego is blowing up. And like I said, you need your ego. It's part of your survival. But yeah, they would mean it in a negative way. Like, guy, you better slow down. You're getting cocky and arrogant, whatever, because you're making everything about you. So then as you kind of start to say, like, oh my God, my good friends are saying this, customers are complaining about you, whatever, you kind of like, hey, maybe there is something there, Have you heard the saying? When you think everyone else is the asshole, chances are you the asshole, but you don't know it. So, yeah, one day in life I realized, I'm like, shit, I'm the asshole. And I didn't know it. So going back to that is, once you kind of, fill up on your own beliefs and you've discovered your own beliefs, you kind of start to kind of blend the beliefs of your beliefs and the other beliefs. So it's more of like an integrated belief system and experience of, hey, life's not about others, not only others, or it's not about only me. It's actually about myself and others. And this is kind of where the magic happens, of how you see your role in other people's lives and also see the role that they played in your life, right? And you kind of say, hey, this is kind of where collaboration actually happens in practice, not just in theory, not the, like a bad networking event. Hey, if you know somebody who's looking to, do my business, I'll refer them to you. And if you know somebody who's referring to, would be a good client for me, refer them to my business. And, vice versa. But anyone who's been networking knows people say that, but in practice, nobody's doing that, right? But when you kind of get to a point in your life where you have been through the, lost in other people's thoughts and then lost in your own thoughts, and then you start to merge the two, kind of see the true collaboration of, merging your life with how the dynamic of working with others. That's kind of when you really, get grounded and build your personal character, who you are, and it brings an inner groundedness, calmness, whatever it may be, to that person. And you meet some people, they're really calm and grounded inside, and they're great listeners, great communicators, and yeah, they just seem very grounded in who they are. And that's kind of the third part of, I guess, growing as a person, in life, one strives to kind of get to that level. And that's kind of how would you say, a leadership level. You know, a leader knows how to lead his team, but also knows how to listen to his team, because at the end of the day, teams giving feedback, leader needs to actually truly be able to hear and lead and guide and make decisions above the team, right? It's a two-folded job, not just one. If you're all about others, at most you'll be a great follower. If you're all about yourself, the only one that you can lead is yourself. But a true leader leads himself and he leads others, but is also willing to listen to others and also follow other leaders, right? It's like mastering both sides of following and leading, right? You need to have both skills. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that law of 3 of evolution.